I'm Chance.
And I'm Sarah Catherine.
And this is Conservation Connection,
presented by Last Chance Endeavors.
We are a husband and wife team running a wildlife education nonprofit. It's focused on connecting students to their environment.
Each week, here on Conservation Connection, we do just that, introducing you to the groundbreaking science and conservation work that's happening every day across the globe.
We talk to professionals in the world of conservation science and wildlife management, and we ask them about their career,
their current projects,
their wild and crazy stories from the field,
and everything in between.
This episode is a collaboration with EarthX here in Dallas, Texas.
EarthX is the largest Earth Day celebration in the world, and it brings in speakers from every corner of the environmental arena.
Listen in to hear the stories of today's environmental titans, covering everything from environmental law, ocean health, renewable energy, clean transportation, and so much more.
Let's get to the show.
Alrighty guys, welcome to another episode of Conservation Connection. We are here in Dallas for EarthX 2022, sitting in their wonderful EarthX podcast studio. And we are very excited today to be sitting across from Julie Davitz, who's the founder and CEO of Plus Media Solutions.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're so glad that we can make this work. It's something that we love about EarthX is we meet people here and they just text us or stop by and they're like, you really need to interview this person. And you were one of those people that someone sent our way, and we were so happy that you could be here.
Oh, great. Lucky me.
So tell me a little bit about Plus Media Solutions.
We are an all-female public benefit corporation. So what that means is we operate as a traditional C Corp, but with a public mandate. And our goal is moving inspiration to action. And we do that in actually a very simple way. We leverage media and technology to connect people.
Awesome. That's actually the first time I've heard of a C Corp with a would you call it a public mandate?
Public benefit corporation. So it's as I said, a regular corporation in structure, but we have a public mandate. And we certainly aim to be a B Corp eventually, but we're too young in our trajectory to be a B Corp. So this is a good first step.
So when our friend that sent you to the show was telling us about you, I overheard her saying something about you basically have this plus sign symbol that people can click on to find ways to connect maybe with nonprofits and like learn more about them and like things they can do more than just donating or your typical like day-to-day
more than
like
thoughts and prayers.
Exactly. So tell us a little bit about how that works.
You're absolutely right. So our logo is a plus sign and we call it the plus effect. So we drop a plus into any type of content. That can be a film, a video, social media, a book, a product, you name it, an event as well. And you can click on that plus or you can scan that plus and you're taken to a curated and vetted menu of solutions. And absolutely, we want to encourage people to volunteer and to donate, but we go far beyond that because we really believe that the issue that you've just been inspired by, it needs to be put into context. And so sometimes before you decide to volunteer or donate, you want to learn a little bit more. Or maybe you want to apply for a job or register to vote or buy this product or watch more video or listen to this podcast. So we really strive for that matching effect. So you're watching a great video on ocean cleanup and you're on your sofa thinking, what can I do? And all you have to do is click that plus and you're right there.
What an awesome way to capitalize on that sort of bubble of enthusiasm that happens when you first learn about a new thing. I'm a habitual hobby changer. I learn about juggling, then I want to juggle, and it's all I do for 2 weeks. And then I don't juggle for years, but I pick up something else, some new habit. And Sarah Catherine's laughing because she knows that this is exactly how I am.
It's very true, yes.
And so you have this sort of, as soon as you learn about something, it's you want to dive as deep into it as you can. And so basically what you're doing is you're removing that barrier to entry. You're capitalizing on that motivation and putting the tools to learn more or to take action directly into that original inspiration.
That's exactly how we describe it as well, because what we know is most people really want to do something, but life intervenes. And as I said, there's lots of inspiring content out there. There is a ton of awareness raising campaigns. We want to make it easy for people to get involved, and we want to be the trusted brand that you say that plus, and all you have to do is click or scan, and you can immediately take action. The other thing that's different about our company is that we frame everything around the UN SDGs. So all of those solutions that we provide are going to be tagged according to the SDGs. And then on the back end, we can help that content producer or platform know what their audience is doing. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to content producers that say, we have no idea what our film accomplished. What a shame.
Yeah.
It would be really great to know how many people watched Don't Look Up and wondered, what can I do about climate change? And without a call to action, it's not going to happen.
Right, absolutely. And for our audience who may or may not know what the SDGs are, can you just talk a little bit about what exactly it is you're tying into?
Sure. I've worked in the social impact space for over 20 years. And when the UN designated the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. They are 17, and they're a global roadmap or framework for how we can address our biggest challenges. So it's almost like this wonderful confluence of events right now. We've got the UN SDGs. We have government aligning with ESG disclosures. We've got consumers everywhere looking for sustainability and impact. We have media and technology. Everyone carries around a mobile device. So why can't we bring this all together and make it super easy for people to take positive social impact? And that's where Plus Media comes in.
We have the technology, right? It's
Right.
just a matter of making sure that it gets into the right hands and it's used in the right way to bring about the change that we want to see in the world.
That's it. And we are that connector, that hub, that bridge between inspiration and impact.
Nice. I love that. The bridge between inspiration and impact. So are the SDGs, I know the SDGs are huge, obviously, at EarthX. Is that why you're here at EarthX, or are you here kind of for more than that? Obviously, probably networking, but yeah, what brings you here to EarthX?
So many reasons. First of all, I've never been, and I'd heard about it before, so I was really excited considering I've been locked up at my house for the last 2 years.
Aren't we all?
Second is that it seemed to me that this is a great audience to accept our message of something new and different and activating. And I certainly have found that to be true. People here have had great response to Plus Media. And I think there are many things that will come out of the time here. And I've learned so much, meeting so many other innovators and investors and thought leaders. It's been fantastic.
So how old is Plus Media?
We're about a year and a half old, although I have been working on this concept for about 10 years. So it's really a glaring gap that I've seen in our society. As I said, there's this big chasm between people being interested and the solutions. And I think, wait a second, we've got all the solutions to actually achieve our 17 UN SDG goals. But the problem is people aren't being connected properly to those solutions. So Plus Media, as I said, is that connector.
Awesome. You said you've been in the social impact sphere for 20 years. What were some of the previous projects that you worked on, and how did that kind of lead you into Plus Media?
There's no question that 20 plus years of working in social impact brought me to this. I really describe Plus Media as sort of the culmination of my entire career. I started off in philanthropy and building a large family foundation, and we focused specifically on youth at risk. And from there, I started my own consulting business, and I worked all over the world, including an amazing project in India that brought Hindu and Muslim villagers together, working to save the indigenous craft culture in India. And then I went to a big corporate position where I was building out an impact platform for North America. So I can combine the nonprofit side of impact and the for-profit side of impact with a global lens. And I've really seen great solutions all around the world. I've seen a tremendous amount of inefficiency and waste as well. So what I'm looking to do is to curate and vet those solutions that are spot on, that are really making a big difference, and then getting mass audiences involved in bringing those solutions to fruition.
I'm always really interested to hear even further back, like, how did you get here? So what did you study in school? Did you always want to do this kind of work? Did it come about like an epiphany? And how did you find the opportunities that you found to go to all these places? I know people looking for new positions or things that they want to do with their life, it can be so difficult to sift through everything. Kind of like what you're saying with Plus Media. Like,
Yes.
you make it easy to sift through it. So, what was your origin story, I guess?
Well, you'll laugh, but I grew up on a farm in Napa Valley before it was called Napa Valley. It was
Okay.
Napa. And, I had pigs and sheep and goats and all of that. And so I've always loved the land. My family's Italian. I love food. I'm very much a community person and bringing people together and looking for solutions. But life intervenes, and I ended up being a single mom with 3 kids and figuring out how I was going to be a mom with 3 kids and make a living. So that's how I got into philanthropy. And philanthropy led to this obsession with solutions and connecting people on a much larger scale. What I would say is never say no to anything. And when this big global bank called me, my first response was, global bank, I'm in social impact. What am I going to do there? But the reality is I thought this is a global platform. So let's think about how impact can be driven on a global scale. So what I would say to people is, take a breath, don't say no, and maybe jump and take that opportunity because you never know where it's going to lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a little bit like the story of how we came to podcast here at EarthX.
Yeah, I was just going to say that resonates with me so much, and Chance will probably laugh about it because, at least in the business world, I am very much of the same mind. Like, never say no to these opportunities that pop up. You just have so many things that come your way, and it can honestly be exhausting when you're busy and a new opportunity comes your way and you're like, do I really want to do that? Is it worth my time? Is it worth my energy? Chance can definitely be a homebody. He likes our house. We like where we live.
You have never called me a homebody before.
and I understand, but yeah, I think we push each other in different ways. And one of the ways I definitely push Chance is all of the opportunities that come our way. I'm like, we should do it. We should do it. We should go. Why not?
It's hard though. It's exhausting.
Oh, yes.
And the other thing, it sounds so trite, but I don't take no for an answer. And now, of course, I'm building this business and we're looking to scale. And there are a lot of people who say, oh, no, I'm not interested. Or, oh, no, this isn't a fit for us. But you know what? Onward. One foot in front of the other.
Yep. The right opportunities come at the right time.
Absolutely.
I fully believe that. And that's, I believe it because we've lived it. Sarah Kath and I, this nonprofit basically came out of Hurricane Irma in the Florida Keys. We were living there at the time and working basically in the environmental education sector at an aquarium. And the hurricane came through and we spent about 6 months rebuilding our community down there. And from that, we decided that this was our opportunity to make a change and say, all right, we were settling into one thing and now we have this opportunity to grow this new business. And here we are, gosh, how many years later, out here in Dallas podcasting and running summer camps in Atlanta and just having a great time of it. So yes, the homebody is saying that opportunity is worth answering.
So on a completely different note, moving forward, what would you encourage other media companies to do to create this impact? Obviously, besides working with you, they should clearly work with you.
Besides calling you directly.
Right.
But how should they go about, connecting with their audience in a deeper way like you're doing?
I think media companies, some, of course, are much better than others at really looking at impact from all different angles. But like everything in life, we move forward and we change. A lot of media companies rely on surveys. Plus Media is very different because we, as I said, drop in this prompt or QR code and we report back hard, concrete, real data on audience engagement. And that's very different than a survey. We are also, fairly agnostic. We're not trying to make a political statement. We are just trying to engage audiences in a really positive way. So I would hope that media in general would contact Plus Media and talk about how we can be a tool in their impact toolkit. We are a plug and play, and we can really boost that audience engagement and bring the audience closer to that brand and that piece of content.
I really love that you're just kind of in the thick of it, right? You are intentionally trying to get between the content creators and the people to which that content is marketed. You're trying to be that person that is that bridge between the content that's made and the impact that creator wants to have in the world.
Hence our plus sign, right?
Great, absolutely.
We are the ultimate connector, the ultimate amplifier or enhancement to that great, inspiring, maybe even infuriating content. But if you're, on the subway and you're watching something on your phone and you think, oh my gosh, I've got to do something about this, hit the plus. Done.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that it's so accessible, so easy. And just as a small reminder to our audience, we are recording live here at EarthX. So if you hear a lot of children screaming in the background, that is why.
That's children learning. They're not screaming. They're being excited about the environment.
They're enjoying Earth Day.
Yes,
That's exactly right.
yes.
Which, happy Earth Day.
Yes, happy Earth Day
all
indeed.
about it. I'm all about it. So I always like to get some sort of a fun personal anecdote. What sort of really cool experiences have you had where you got to see your vision come to life and make a change in the world?
Well, besides Plus Media, which has been truly my vision in life, I would say outside of work, it would certainly be my 3 sons. And in work, one of the programs that I created in California ended up being adopted by the state of California, a youth at risk reading program.
Wow.
So that was super exciting.
Yeah.
And, I think that if all of us, though, this is kind of the ethos beside Plus Media, if all of us just make a small change every day, we know that it adds up and we know we can make a difference. All is not lost. I feel bad when I learn of so many people that are feeling hopeless or helpless or fearful or apathetic about our world. I get it. There are a lot of bad things happening, but there are a lot of good things happening too. And all you have to do is plus it and you can improve it.
I love that. So kind of while we're wrapping up here, what do you see as the future of Plus Media in the next 5 years, 10 years? I'm sure as a businesswoman, you have a plan.
Oh, we do.
She's like, yes, very much
Yes,
I do.
very much so. As I mentioned, it's the plus effect. And you will see our plus everywhere. On products, on films, on any type of content at any kind of event. And we will be known as the trusted brand for how to take positive social impact.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So if somebody wanted to learn more or contact you, where can we send them to do that?
You can always look for me on LinkedIn, Julie Davitz, Plus Media Solutions. You can go to our website, plusmedia.solutions.
Perfect. So if you're listening, scroll down to the show notes. We're going to drop those links right there so you can check out all of the awesome stuff that Plus Media is doing.
Thank you so much for being on the show with us today, and happy Earth Day.
Thanks for having me. Great to meet you guys.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Conservation Connection.
If you enjoyed our podcast, go ahead and subscribe to make sure you catch every episode that we post.
We'd love to hear from you. So if you want to reach out, go to our website, lastchanceendeavors.com/contact and shoot us an email.
We love questions from our listeners, so if you heard something that you want to know more about, be sure to let us know.
If you've got a minute to spare, leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts will help other conservation-minded people find the show. We'd really appreciate it.
A big thanks to the people working to protect our planet, and a big thanks to you for listening. Don't forget to tune in next week.